Okay, here's a job I have to do, or I'm going to try to do. I'm going to attempt to do it. What I have to do on this job is I have to build a door hood above this door. I've already got my plumb lines ran up. There's no plan here. There's no nothing. I have to kind of build this thing as we go. The owners wanted me to put the post on the outside. They want turned vinyl posts on the outside. I don't think that's going to work because where the turns stop and start, the rails are going to not match up to a flush part of the post. Anyway, let me just talk about some of the things on this job before we get to talking about the door hood too much. They just recently said they want me to cover this up too. These bay windows, if you haven't ever had any experience with bay windows or not, they always sag. You can see how this gap on this casement window is greater than the gap towards the end. Normally, they put cables up inside of these things, and there's some, like a bolt system on the bottom. This is an Anderson, and you would crank it up. You crank up the bolt, and you take that gap out. This bottom is finished. I might just try to put a little bit more tension on these struts underneath, try to bring that up a little bit, which, since there's a roof on it and everything else, that may not happen. That roof isn't that hot either. There's a big lump there in the bottom with the shingles on the faceboard. So that was kind of, one of these deals that, whatever. Then they got this old time service cable. They got the triplex coming in. The triplex is stretched so tight that you could probably play a note on it. And it's probably 100 amp service or 60 amp, I guess, in this little house. I'm not sure. But it could use a new service cable. The triplex is good, but the service cable is, I was up there already, it's got cracks in it. And, voltage could leak out on me if I get near that, if it's got a crack in it. Here's the meter box. This is an old time meter. This thing isn't very smart. It's not a smart meter. But anyway, that's some of the things. They want to change out the siding on this house. This has straight 8 siding. It's steel siding, believe it or not. It's a galvanized type of siding. And it's a little over, it's around 10.5 square. And they want a siding called a natural blend, which is a premium color, but it's okay because it's only a couple of squares, so it's not too bad. Now on this gutter, this is 36-foot gutter. I've done 36 on a pickup truck before, carrying 36 foot. But what I might do is just get 2 18s and just put 2 end caps right in the middle so you don't have that leak. When you have these gutters that are seamed in the middle, like this gutter is, if you can see that or not, they never wanna work right. They always leak. You can see this one's been leaking, and that's some of the things. And this soffit on this house has never been opened. This has been sealed up since it was probably built. This house is probably, I guess, 80 years old or so, maybe 85, 80, I don't know, 75. But they're going to get opened up, providing I make it long enough to get this job done. Here's the side of the house. One good thing about the side and the back, not too many bushes. I can work around that. That's not too hard. This is actually an easier job. It's a little tougher with one guy, but it's not an impossible job, and it's something that I can handle. The siding that the people picked out is very similar. It blends in very nice with this man-made stone here they got on the front of this house. So this is what I'm looking at. This house is also going to get faceboards on it when I'm done. Or as I'm working, I'm going to install faceboards. There's not any on there now. I don't know what the thinking was behind that, but we're going to eliminate that. And we're going to, all this soffit, front and back, everything on an overhang will be fully vented. I'm making this switch from center vent to fully vented. These buildings need to be ventilated, and that's not anything new. That's old news. I might use a center vent on this thing just for looks, but and this door frame I might carry this right on up and eliminate the siding above it and make it like a, you know, like a jack arch, maybe with a little wedge cut on each side like I did on the double down Cape May. And maybe I'll do that. I'm not sure yet, but these posts are done, and the headers, they're going to get, you know, capped, and of course this thing is going to get capped. Probably get a little tiny gable vent maybe, and some trim boards up there. It's going to have some rake trim, as they call it, rake trim. Here is a big bay window, and it's sagged a little bit. You can tell right away when they're sagged. When you see that sash, the sash is tight here and it goes wider there. I'm having a little bit of hard time seeing this camera screen, but you can see the stonework in the front of this place, and let me back out some. You can see the stonework in the front, and now we're back to our other side. This side has no rake trim either. That's going to get rake trim. And here's a little spot where I guess it didn't get any zinc on the galvanized, and it rusted a little bit. So anyway, the homeowner is a woman. She has 2 sons, and her sons are helping her get this job done. They're helping her with the technical part of it. But she kind of wanted to paint it, and I hate to go against the homeowners, but I guess the sons are helping her with everything nowadays. So on this service cable, I have enough cable. I can move this. I can even probably move this box over, and there's enough cable at the bottom. I'd be able to put a little slack in that triplex, because that's a little hard when you're up there working and you're working with basically bare wires. I mean, they're not bare, but they got some cracks in them. Anyway, that's this job. When this job gets done, it's supposed to have double 4 natural blend monogram CertainTeed siding. And so and I got to cap all the trim, all the window trim and all the rake trim, everything that's trim in the gutters. It's going to be just a regular old white. It used to be called colonial white, now they call it bright white. You know, every company, they change these names all the time, and they change the shades too, so you can never, for a little while there, a couple of years ago, Home Depot and Lowe's and all those guys made all the coil was actually the same color. It used to be 1257 white, number 1257, and then time went by and they changed all that. So this is some of the things you got to work with when you're doing these kind of jobs. They always take longer than you think, and but in the end, you'll make out if you work on them. If you keep pushing and get it done, you make out. But and you learn as you go, and you get better at it as you go. I'm kind of out of the siding business a little bit, but I'm not that far out of it. So, all right, well, thanks for stopping around, and thanks for your time. My name is Len David Hart. Take care.